Hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good day. All that hello stuff. I'm staring at my screen. I'll show you in a sec. Welcome back, folks. I'm just doing a quick short video. I've got to stick within me YouTube time limits. But I couldn't resist doing a little video about this because it's just another one of those. Add that to the tally list. There's another one. We can tick up another accurate, how can I put it? I don't want to say prediction, but a speculative hypothesis that proved to be true. If you missed it, if you happen to listen to the broadcast I did on Monday night on the Odyssey channel, How We Cooking Munster on Odyssey.com, I was talking about the recent government announcements by a few of them, Bojo and Dominic Raab in particular, was wheeled out to be a force multiplier, along with the puppet that is Gove, calling everybody selfish who didn't agree, all that kind of stuff. But lo and behold, it was just as I was suggesting it was. And this could very well give further indication to even more of the stuff that we've talked about again and again and again over recent months, over the last year. Anyway, I will put a link to this in the info box under the video, like all the usual kind of stuff, where you can find it easy enough yourself. This is on the Guardian.com, dated the 29th of July 2021, this month, like yesterday. So it took a couple of days, which does make me wonder. Like I said this kind of stuff on Monday, and then a couple of days later it sort of comes out into the press. Oh yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, the title of the article: Vaccine Passport Plan Intended to Coax Young to Have Jabs, says raab. Yes, Dominic Raab. He's not a goat, honest. That's just me being silly. He's definitely not a goat. But vaccine passport plan intended to coax young to have jabs, says Raab. The Foreign Secretary says government will not hold country back because some are not getting vaccinated. The government will not hold the country back. The government will not hold the country back. So who is the blame to be placed upon for holding the country back? You see the NLP suggestion there, the subtle priming of who it is you should put all your blame on for holding the country back. I mean, what does that even mean? But, that in and of itself could be a discussion all on its own. But anyway, I'll read a little bit of this out, but there's just a couple of main bits just to sort of point out to get the point across. The government is using the threat of domestic vaccine passports to coax and cajole people into getting fully vaccinated, the Foreign Secretary has admitted. Yeah, why is the Foreign Secretary? Dominic Raab said ministers did not want to hold the country back just because some individuals were not coming forward to get inoculated, confirming publicly what many suspected about Boris Johnson's sudden decision to throw his weight behind certification for nightclubs. We mentioned that a few times recently about the suggestion of the domestic passport system, the ID system, basically, but I won't get into that too much. You can go and check the Odyssey channels, and lots of us talking about that kind of stuff. But to carry on with the article, in a U-turn last week, the Prime Minister announced that documentation would be compulsory for those gathering in crowded indoor venues across England from the end of September. Nor did Johnson and Raab rule out university students needing to be fully vaccinated to live in halls of residence. Blah, 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 blah. And then he's, talking about Gove and football matches and whatever. And Raab making an example of how when he saw in firsthand in France, because, he's allowed to travel, you're not. No, you can't go anywhere. Only he can travel. When he firsthand in France and he saw just the massive surge of people who came to get their thing. I've got to be careful what I say, even though I'm just reading stuff out of a mainstream article. Gestapo. I think this might just be a failure on their website to not update with the latest figures. This is probably supposed to show the latest figures, but yeah. That just seems ironically appropriate. Yeah? But anyway, this bit, it is a quote from Raab. It is a little bit of coaxing and cajoling, he told BBC Radio's For Today programme. Oh, yeah, see, tell it to the BBC. BBC's bringing you the real information. He said the government was also making clear that if cases rise in September, we can control that with backstop safeguard measures. In other words, this never ends. This is now the new normal. They can do this whenever they feel that the threat is great enough that, do this, lockdown, passports. Yeah. Raab again hinted publicly at what several MPs have suspected, that vaccine passports may never come to pass, stressing that they could be made redundant if people got fully vaccinated. Yeah, read the rest of the article if you want, but that, to me, that is the clincher. That is the really important bit in the entire blather of the article, padding of the article and whatever. But he's admitting that the whole suggestion of university students needing documentation, people wanting to go to a football match, or all the kind of stuff that they've spouted over the last couple of weeks and more, is just a threat. They have no serious intention of getting the passport in place. There could be a little bit of maybe steam valving and alleviation of the public angst, because they've seen just how much people have been upset by the concept of having these passports in place. So maybe this is a bit of them to, trying to soften the blow a little bit, and they stretch it out a bit further. They've asked you to do it now, and people have said, "Oh no!" I said, "Okay, well, we'll just delay it for a bit." But we, as he quoted here, we can control that with backstop safeguard measures. So they'll just drag it out a bit longer. But it is also indicating that they know full well that they will have a very difficult time implementing this kind of domestic passport concept, biometric ID system, etc. They really, 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 really want this. This is absolutely intrinsic. It's foundational for their whole agendas, etc. Well, again, go and listen to us being able to talk freely about this kind of stuff on Odyssey, because you can't do it here anymore on YouTube. But this is them admitting that it was all just a threat. They know they're going to find it very difficult to actually get this in place and get it passed, because there isn't really the public backing, no matter what the bullshit media outlets are trying to suggest constantly with their propaganda. But they have made it fairly obvious now that they will quite happily, on one day, they will lie to your face and make threats or make suggestions that there's going to be terrible calamities unless you do exactly what they're suggesting. And then it used to be months or weeks, now it's days. And then a few days later they'll go, no, we just felt we needed to threaten you to make you do what we want you to. That's the level that they've now taken it to. And I just wanted to point this out. Yeah, it's what I was sort of suggesting on Monday, on the Monday's broadcast. I didn't think the way they were saying it, the way they were presenting it, seemed like they had any serious intention of actually attempting to implement this in the coming month or so. But that doesn't mean they're giving up on it. This is just the gradualism, steady nudging, softening the blow so they can push the blade in a little bit further and further and further. Your country needs you with fear within you. Someone made this graphic years ago. They need you to be in fear. They need to put fear in you because their arguments are not rational, not logical, not truthful, not factual, not scientifically sound. But they will keep saying them because when they tell a lie, they have to make it big and keep repeating it, and eventually people will believe it. That's a bit of a paraphrase. But you go and investigate who said that quote, and it might give you more of an indication of what playbook they are working from. Anyway, like I said, just a quick video to point at that admission from Dominic Raab the goat boy. I'll see you again soon, folks. Good cheese.